When it comes to Skinner, I've never been a big fan of Stuart Skinner's game. Obviously, like we've shit on this guy every week for the past 2 years, every single Sunday as we have. But
still a great mustache. I think you're a handsome
fantastic dude. His setup, that blue and orange setup he has at home, that's one of the best setups this season. That beautiful blue, that bright, crisp orange, and just the way he brings it all together. I love it. Best setup in the game. Maybe not the best goaltender, and the reason why, with Bob, he's so flexible and so mobile, he moves into saves. If you watch every single blocker save, except for that one that he kind of like fumbled his way into overtime, which led to the face-off, which led to the penalty to the goal, where he leans into it and he just wants to place it in the corner. He's allowing the puck to do all the work. It's going to redistribute itself on its own.
You're talking about rebound control.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the puck has velocity. Obviously, guys are shooting it. So instead of punching and stabbing and reacting to it, the way goaltending has changed is you want to allow it to hit you, roll off you. Don't do anything more than you have to because you want that momentum to help redistribute the puck itself to a low-danger area. But if you watch Skinner, you watch that third goal, you watch even a lot of the saves, he's stabbing and reaching and reacting on everything. And that's one of the problems with being a big guy when you're 6'4", 6'5", is the holes are bigger because the space is bigger. And when Bob is so tight and compact and moving everything into saves, even on the goals against, Skinner is opening up holes, and that's how they were able to light him up last year. And I wonder as the series goes on, and I do think it's a good thing that Florida lost game 1 with Edmonton having home ice as opposed to the other way around. So there's no pressure. They get to figure it out by the time they go back to game 3, game 4 in Florida, like they did with Toronto. They got spanked games 1 and 2, and then 3 straight, lose game 6, and then pound them in game 7, head into the headboard. But Skinner just opens up so many holes. I wonder if that's going to come back to bite him. And his puck handling wasn't great in game 1 either. But that mustache, like you said, you feed a small Nigerian village.
Okay, well, here's what I'll say. I think that the reason why goaltenders are, and correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Florida working with Bob as far as his rebound control specifically?
Yes.
I think one of the reasons is the technology and the pads. I mean, you talked about the setup that he has at home in comparison to the one that he has on the road. Like, you goaltenders have this amazing advantage in this day and age to be able to switch out gear no problem, where, back in the 90s and even the early 2000s and before that, your set of gear was your set of gear for the year because you got that worked in and you weren't trying anything new. Maybe in practice you were trying something new.
You know who changed that, by the way? Carey Price. Because he'd be getting 15 sets of gear a year. This is roughly 2010, 2011. And then everybody was like, I want 10 sets a year. They'd have Mike Smith rolling through 25 sets of gloves. Actually, Sergei Bobrovsky, goes through 25 to 30 sets of gloves, game gloves, per year. And that trend actually recently changed probably like 3 to 4 years ago when guys started getting home and away setups. And I think Corey Crawford was a goaltender for Chicago. He started that trend. So that's why Skinner has multiple setups.
Well, and again, the technology changes so much. I remember there was a period of time, and I think it was actually Billy Ranford who may have said it out loud, where not only could he control his rebound to go straight down if he kind of came down and angled his pads this way, but if he angled them this way, he could literally kick the puck out past the blue line and send a guy on his way on a partial break just on like going that far from the goal crease past the blue line. Now, those pads, the way they are, they're stopping dead and going straight down. So when we saw that video, and I can't understand why Kelly Rudy couldn't figure it out, but the reason why is that with the technology now, you can actually...
Can I paint some context for you?
Please.
Yeah. So the fake news CBC Sportsnet was doing a piece how for the morning skate for game 1, after the morning skate, goalie coach Rob Tallis, in my opinion, my favorite goalie coach in all of the league. I would love, no disrespect to Billy Ranford, but I would love to interview Robbie Tallis. But so Rob Tallis and Bob were working for 15 minutes on specifically kicking pucks out for rebound control. And he's got a super wide butterfly, so he has a lot of real estate to work with that. Now, traditionally, and this is where Kelly Rudy and CBC got stuck on, when a puck is on the ice, you want to use your stick. Reason being, the pad keeps it in play. The stick has the ability to elevate and then redistribute the puck around the boards to a low-danger area or to the netting for a face-off. The reason Bob is working so hard on kicking pucks out and kicking them hard, he's got one of the hardest face pads in the entire league. And also because the Oilers move the puck so fast, so well, his goal is to try to keep the puck on one side of the ice at a time. So if you start going from this side and then the puck goes to the other side, now all the D-men have to spin around and change their assignments. Now you're doing a Chinese fire drill for about 3 to 4 seconds while everybody regroups. But if you're kicking them out hard and keeping everything on one side of the ice, everybody remains in position. And so this is what Florida is trying to do with Bobrovsky to try to have their defense be able to match up with the Oilers when you have the greatest player and the second greatest player in the game playing against you for 7
Hey, if you
games.
enjoyed what you just saw, we do new clips every single day, twice a day on the Clips channel. You see clips right here. And beside Dave's crotch, we have a full-length show every single Sunday, right by my hand.
Click right here.